It is Feral Friday. This is Clearwater, Florida. This is the Flag Land Base, the worldwide headquarters of the cult of Scientology. Every single Friday, we protest this incredibly evil place, and we thank you for being here with us. I am Eric Rader. This is my channel. Thank you guys for being here. Please double tap the screen to like the stream and sub up, share with your friends, and please hype any of the streams you like, but especially if they're a protest stream. It just helps get it in front of more eyeballs. I really appreciate that, guys. Set your notifications to all, especially if you're already subbed up.
Did you see that? That was so good.
Lauren B9, so nice to see you. How am I sounding, guys? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me well, because I just got the mic going here.
Yeah, I can't see you flipping me off.
Yeah. Now Pamela, I'm going to interview. That's for damn sure before it's over.
He's terrifying. He's absolutely terrifying.
10-4, good. Bilfy, what's happening? Carmona's in the house. Thank you for being here, everybody. Welcome. This is the Friday protest at the cult of Scientology, the worldwide headquarters. I was a born-in Scientologist. That means my family was already in the cult when I was born. That's why I protest, because they ruined my family along with countless other families. They destroy families. It's horrific child abuse, absolutely horrific elder abuse, destruction of families. This is just an evil place. Every last thing about it is evil. They know it's all BS. There's nothing they can do to help anyone. And I did a program earlier today that explains clear. Excuse me, guys. And excuse me. And why it's 100% joke. For those who don't know, Dynetics was a separate scam, okay? So you have this drug-addicted pedophile, insane Satanist named L. Ron Hubbard, okay? And he came up with the scam known as Dynetics. Now that was before there was any Scientology, okay? And the story is that he broke his back in the Navy and lost his vision, and through Dynetics, he also died twice. So he came back to life, fixed his back, healed himself, all with Dynetics. How do I know he didn't use Scientology? Because it didn't exist. So he used Dynetics, okay? And supposedly to fix himself, right? Well, we know that didn't happen. Anna from Canada, thank you so much. Thank you, really appreciate you. Can we get 1 million hearts for Anna? Thank you so much. So by using Dynetics, he supposedly healed himself, right? And so now he had written hundreds and hundreds of stories by this point, hundreds and hundreds of them. None of them sold. Okay, the guy was an absolute, just everything he turned, he was a mush. Everything he touched turned to crap. So guess what? He had no reason to believe Dynetics was going to do well, but it did superbly well, incredibly well, and he made a ton of money. Okay, but then he lost that money. This is someone who believes in body thetans. Absolutely ridiculous. 2026. So the scam is Dynetics, right? Supposedly, by getting rid of your engrams, which they're incidents that are recorded in your reactive mind. So supposedly you have an analytical mind and a reactive mind. And your reactive mind is not under your control. You do not know what it's doing, supposedly, okay? So, any moments of severe trauma, any periods of severe pain, okay, fear, misemotion, those are all recorded, okay? And they come up, when you don't know it, because the outside temperature, the sounds, the smells, things are similar to what happened on that day, okay? What occurs is you end up, those things, like let's say you got hit by you're playing softball when you're in 4th grade, right? Yeah, you hit the ball, the sound coming off the bat, and then it hits you in the head, and the sound that makes. Someone in the stand said, "Oh no, you know, it was 70 degrees, blah blah blah." Okay. Look and see, there's people being trafficked. These are people who are being trafficked, and now I'm being harassed by one of their people. One of their people's trying to harass me.
You're harassing people.
Do not come near me.
This is a free sidewalk, sir.
You are bothering me. This is my space. This is my free space. This is my space. You're harassing me.
My free space.
So get away from me. Do not follow me, asshole. So they do their best, as you can see, to stop my First Amendment rights to protest this scumbag place. Okay? Which and anything he does to get in my way of doing that is against the law. And a judge will see this. You see? That's what happens. And he particularly hates us because we know everything about him. His wife's name is Pamela, and I'm going to be speaking to her soon about all this guy's overts. This scumbag's overts. Yep. So, as you can see, he's in my personal space. That's what these scumbags do. Okay? In my personal space. That is against the law. And a judge will see this. Not only are they going to get sued, they're going to get sued individually. Because guess what? The Church of Scientology doesn't care about these people. Couldn't care less. This guy's meaningless. He's been here 30 years. They trafficked him 30 years ago from Italy. He's still riding his bicycle around the place. They've proven they don't care about him, and he'll never get up the bridge. He's only going to protect the place so other people can get up the bridge, not him. He will never get up the bridge, okay? Ever. He is meaningless to these people. So as I was saying, Dynetics is what they do in order to go clear, is what they call it. Now, when you get done with your engrams, what they do is you go with the help of an auditor, you locate all of these incidents, okay? You locate them, and then you go through them, every little piece of it, every piece of that ridiculously harmful incident. And then you go to an earlier similar one. You keep doing this until you cannot find one earlier. Then that supposedly blows the charge on this entire thing. Okay? Blows the charge. Well, does that make you clear? No. In fact, you can do that 1,000 more times and you're not clear. Okay? what happens is, see, what happens is you never go clear until you have what's called the clear cognition, which is, hey, I've been mocking up my reactive mind this entire time and I'm not going to do it anymore. And once you've done that, you're clear, okay? But until you do that, you're not. Now, when people were doing Dianetics, Scientology, like I said, that wasn't even out yet. It's another 20 years, okay, until the OT levels come out. The nonsense OT levels, okay? And those OT levels make it very clear that you are still completely screwed, okay, until you handle the body thetans that are on you. So the whole thing about engrams ceases to even matter. It's completely immaterial. Yet you have to go clear before you can do the OT levels. It's a prerequisite. Why is it a prerequisite when none of it's real? Because they know if they can't get you to do the nonsense you have to do to go clear, there's no way in hell they're going to get you to do what you need to do to do your OT levels. Okay? It's not going to happen. Just not going to happen. So, more kids. So when I was 11, 12, 13 years old, I was in here listening to the most debased and disgusting times of 50-year-olds' lives. Thank you for that jamming, Victoria Heath. Much love to you. And so as a child, why do we get so angry about this place, okay? Number one, it's really important you understand. They don't believe in such a thing as children. Everything they say about children is just fugazi. They don't believe in children, okay? So, they say you're multi-trillions of years old, you're just in a small body, okay? So they don't believe in children, okay? And they also don't believe in happenstance. So if you were to get mugged on your way to the store tonight, you pulled that in. You did something to deserve that, okay? In fact, you would go to ethics because you got mugged. How did you pull that in? You see? So you are responsible for what happens to you. Doesn't matter, okay? Doesn't matter if someone a foot taller and 200 pounds heavier takes your lunch. You're responsible for you not having lunch, okay? Also, you can't go to the police. In Scientology, if you go to the police, you are guilty of treason. You will get what's called a committee of evidence, which is an absolute joke. It's just where they tell you you're guilty, even though you never get a chance. Whatever you say is ignored. It's instant guilty. And then you'll get declared. So your family, your friends, no one can talk to you again. You've lost it all. Boom. So even though they're the number one giver of money to the police, they don't tell you that. None of the people in here trust the police, okay? They are told that they are a necessary evil at best, okay? At best, a necessary evil. So, that's how ridiculous Scientology is, okay? So they don't believe it's possible for any child abuse to occur because you had it coming and there are no children. They have something called child Dynetics. It's 100% bogus. They have a security check for children that's never used, ever. It's just there, so you think that something is different for kids, okay? All children have to go through the sec checks, and they're the adult sec checks. That means security check, by the way. That's because Scientology wants to know, okay? Regardless of your age, it doesn't matter that you're 11 years old, okay? They want to know if you're 50 years old. Have you ever had sex with someone of another race? Okay. Have you ever had anal sex? Have you ever raped anyone? Okay. It just goes on and on and on. And every last disgusting question you could ever be asked is asked. Okay. And that's what happens when you get places like this that do bad crap all the time, is of course they're super paranoid, right? The more high control the group is, the more paranoid they're gonna be, all right? So we've established there is no child abuse in their eyes, okay? It's just not possible. So I was treated just like a 50-year-old, you know, from, you know, Brooklyn, homicide detective. It doesn't matter that everything I heard in session was the first time I ever heard it, okay? And by the way, if they were so proud of what they do, because they acted like they were super proud of myself and my sister because we were so advanced at such a young age, blah, 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 when of course age is not supposed to mean anything once again. So they just pick and choose when they want to, you know, act like you're a kid. But I was told, okay, now granted there was no internet when I was doing this, right, as a child in 1980, 79, 80, 81, there was no internet. So I was told to make absolute certain that no WOGs, that's non-Scientologists, that's the term for non-Scientologists, ever found out that I knew any of the things that I knew, because there would be no way to explain it. Okay, I'm talking about all the debased sexual crap, and just all the crap that I had heard and grew accustomed to hearing. Okay, because there'd be no way to explain that. Now, why is that a big deal? I mean, well, how come they couldn't just say, "Hey, we're proud of this. What's the problem? He's a trillion, billions, and zillion years old." Okay. Oh, by the way, so one of the things I went through in that thing today, my discussing clear and how it works, is, hold on, let's get these guys. Yeah, that's how we do it. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So yeah, of Dynetics, right? You're only taking care of this lifetime and maybe a few others, supposedly, right? Someone might have to go back a few lifetimes in order to BS their way to the beginning. Hello, how you doing?
Good.
Nice to
How
see you.
are you?
Good,
This
good.
is Tabitha.
Hi, nice to see you. Oops, sorry. Hi,
Your
Tabitha.
first time protesting with us.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
So excited.
All right. So we have oh yeah, so you're gonna audit, say, this lifetime and a couple others, as an example. Well, LRH says you're 4 quadrillion years old. You're actually older than that. That's how old time is, okay? 4 quadrillion. Quadrillion, yes. Before that, you weren't created, you already existed. So who knows how old we are, but that's how old time supposedly is, okay? And so 4 quadrillion years. So if I audit the first, you know, let's say 100 years, 200 years of your past, but you're 4 quadrillion years old, that's like picking up you know, a Snickers wrapper in Central Park and saying you white gloved all of Manhattan. It's just ridiculous. Okay, it's ridiculous. And it would be more like the entire state. Okay, so supposedly you've just done, you've gone clear. You now have this complete full self-determinism. Okay, and that's just, you know, there's no stopping you. Your confidence is, you know, out the roof. Okay, and but then you find out the OT levels, right, are to get your self-determination rehabilitated and your self-awareness and all this kind of crap that you thought you already took care of. And the reason you're supposed to be all good once you take care of these engrams. But then they tell you, guess what? You have body thetans attached to you. These are beings that are literally on you, grabbed onto you, and they won't get off. You have to get them off of you, okay? And they are bringing you illness, okay? And that's why you're reactionary. Of course, you were supposed to no longer be reactionary. Hold on. You were supposed to no longer be reactionary once you went clear, okay? Okay, it's raining, so I'm trying to cover up here. Yeah. Hello, Sammy. What's happening? Elston. Where is Elston? Disdroid. Thank you. Sir Elston Gunn, guess what? Monday, your package should be there. That's what they told me, the latest. Your package should be there. And Sir Elston Gunn, multiple time made man around these parts. Don among Dons, thank you so much for all your help. I cannot tell you how much it means. Mammoth, absolutely mammoth. Hold on. Thank you. All right, here we go. Now we got it.
I know, we need to present the clock. We need to stand under the clock. Where's your clock?
All right, here we go. It's raining memberships. Thank you so much. Cannot tell you how much that means. Oh my God. Oh my God. Elston. What the? Oh, good grief. What? I'm trying to find out where this. Oh my God, Elston. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, that's so incredible. I can't thank you enough, Elston. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm blown away. Sorry guys. That 50 memberships. Holy crap. Thank you so much.
Yes, no, I will. Yeah. You know how to do it.
Okay, there we go. So, anyway, so in Scientology, the whole scam is to get you to the OT levels. That's how they get all your money, okay? And that's where you do the OT levels here at Flag, and it's the biggest scam there is. They tell you at the end of OT8, you will have complete power over matter, energy, space, thought, and time. And think about that, if you will, okay? You have complete control over matter, energy, space, thought, and time. Okay? It could be your birthday every day. Okay? You know, it is absolutely ridiculous. So, also when you're auditing, by the way, you cannot talk to anyone. They try to make you think it's all normal in here, but nothing's normal, okay? If you're auditing, you're hearing stuff that's absolutely, triggering the hell out of you. And you have to have no sympathy, and you cannot have sympathy, you cannot have empathy, okay? like anything below 2.0 on the tone scale is called irrational behavior. So hate, sympathy, no sympathy. Isn't that weird? Both sympathy and no sympathy are below 2.0. And empathy. Okay, these are all irrational behaviors. So while you're hearing stuff and you want, it's your natural reaction to feel bad for somebody, and you have to put that on a shelf. And you can never talk to anyone that matters, no matter how much heavy duty crap you keep listening to and hearing from other people. And as a kid, that's incredibly harmful. Okay. It's super, super harmful as a child to go through any of that. And you should never put a child in a position where, in order to be loved and recognized, they have to do things they don't want to do. And that's Scientology in a nutshell. You know, I didn't care about any of the stuff I was studying, yet I could have, you know, repeated anything that I read and told you exactly where it came from, what policy letter or what, you know, Hubbard Communication Office bulletin, date and title, just rattle them off to you. Is that because I cared? Absolutely not. I couldn't have cared less. But it was the only way I was going to get any love and respect from my parents. Okay, it was that simple. So you don't want to put your kids in that kind of position. You know. Hi, Jill. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here.
You want to hold one of these?
Jihad, another ignorant religion. Yeah, this is so not a religion. It's incredible. Scientology uses your secrets against you. There's a reason they ask you everything. That's right, Citrus. And they absolutely do. Everything, all of your secrets are written down, right, in session. But if let's say you speak out against them, they're going to go into your folder, see what it is you did, and then they're going to try to compromise you even further and use all of that against you, okay? And money talks in this cult, okay? Thank you, Robert Pandora. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Hello, Bella. Hi, Marcy. So good to see you. So they don't believe there's anything, that child abuse exists, okay? And they don't even believe in family yet. These guys are going to tell you how to have a successful family, okay? L. Ron Hubbard had 7 children and 3 wives. Every last one of those 10 people hated him. Hated him. Okay? So, but yet he's going to tell you how to have, you know, a perfect family. L. Ron Hubbard has something called the Purification Rundown. It's the very first thing you do on the processing side of the Bridge to Total Freedom. Okay? The guy smoked somewhere between like 6 and 9 packs of Cools a day. He smoked the equivalent of a screen door every day. And he's going to tell you how to get healthy. A little bit silly, isn't it? Hi, Salek. What a cute doggy. I love the fact that in Germany it's not accepted as religion. That's so awesome. I love that so much. Please double tap the screen to like the stream. Please sub up. It's a big, big help. It really, really does support. And please hype those streams that you can that are
Oh, nice to see you. Hi, Aaron.
hello. Oh, DJ Goldenheart. Okay, cool. Awesome. Shannon Diaz, so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really loving Germany. I can't tell you how nice that feels to know they were like, screw you, get out of here with this crap. I love that. And Russia did too, right? I think Russia gave them the boot.
Good leg, dear.
Hello, Enkis. So They don't believe in child abuse. They say that's basically impossible. They don't even believe in families because they say we're just a consideration. In other words, we've all been around for so long that every last one of us has been each other's sister, brother, mother, father, cousin, uncle, and aunt. So you literally were married to your mom however many years ago, and your father, you know what I'm saying? Every possible scenario has happened. So to say that you're related or not is just basically an agreement. But yet they're going to tell you how to have a wonderful family. Thanks for being here, James. Oh, Robert, thank you. Yeah, I run a safe place. Anyone who's new to my channel, feel free to say hi. I mean, I've been doing this 2.5 years. My family here is absolutely rock solid. The best people you could ever hope to meet. And, you know, straight up, best people you could ever hope to meet. And we don't put up with any madness, so you're completely safe. You don't have to worry about anything. But if you have a question for me, you know, make sure you let me know. And if I miss it, you know, you can always make sure a girl knows or something, and then she'll tell me, or any of my mods. So what OT level do you play the banjo? I don't know. Hey, Gene, nice to see you. Oh yeah, Night Sky, you can't until after, but yeah. But if there's something else you could hype, you know, I'm saying go ahead. We don't talk, you know, like, put it this way. My whole channel, okay, because of these guys, this is anti-child abuse. If you're anti-child abuse, if you're anti-elder abuse, if you're anti-family disconnection, then, you know, I want you, okay? You're my friend in this fight, okay? I don't care where anyone is politically or anything else. It means nothing, okay? This is so far beyond that on a human level, okay? And if I didn't feel that every last person that's ever been to my channel, like, I know you guys, if you saw what happened in here, you would all non-stop be fighting with us, okay? Look at that. That's the age of an auditor, okay? He would have to sit there and listen to the most insane, debased nonsense you've ever heard. Pain, fear, trauma. He would have to hear these incidents over and over and over and feel that he is responsible for the well-being of that person. And you start thinking everyone's a psychopath to boot. You literally start thinking that. You know, and you absolutely wish there was some kind of way that you could be in a family that wasn't insane, you know. I spent all of my childhood thinking how I could escape with my family. Of course, I came up with nothing, but it didn't mean it wasn't a prison, you know. And it is with no one to speak to, and children are different. Like, my sister was amazing. She could put up with 100 times more than I could. You know, she just had that ability. I didn't. You know, I did 1/10 what she did, and my head exploded. So, you know, to say there's any amount that's even safe of children, you know, auditing, I don't believe it, okay? Because it's just, imagine hearing something, the most disturbing thing you could ever hear in your life for hours and hours and hours, and then going home and not being able to speak about it. Like I said, when you're 11 years old, just let that stew, okay? It is such an evil place. It's such an evil mind space to put a child. I can't. It's so obviously wrong, you know, and you know, I wasn't advanced enough to even understand the idea of supporting somebody who I didn't think was well. I mean, obviously we're trying to, you know, the idea is to make people who aren't well, right? I get that. But when you're a kid, you know, you have like, the only thing I knew is what I read in comic books. Okay, that's what I knew about normal, whatever was supposed to be normal. And, you know, I never saw anyone worried about suppressive people. I never saw anyone worried about potential trouble sources. I never saw children put in positions that only adults with a hell of a lot of experience should be in. And you know it's never gonna stop, by the way. So it's like you are rewarded with more of what hurts you in this place. So you know, I had everyone believing there was no place I would rather be than in session, because I knew no one would mess with me and I would never get in ethics trouble. I would never lose my family. That's why. That's what kept me going. And I thought, you know what? In some ways, the pressure was off because it became binary. I'm either gonna make it or I ain't, right? You know. But you also have to live with that angst and that fear, and it's so thorough. And people forget, even time takes forever when you're a kid. Like now that I'm 57, you know, by the time it's Monday, it's already Friday, right? But you know, when you're 11, 2 weeks takes like 10 years, okay, when you're miserable. Oh my God. It just, you know, it never ends. It never ends. And, so, yeah, this place is, it just, everyone knows better, but it's like hot potato over here with responsibility, okay? That's what this is. It's hot potato with responsibility.
4 years just walking up our side.
This is the Flag Land Base. Happy Friday to you. This is the worldwide headquarters of the cult of Scientology in Clearwater, Florida. Hello, Dira. Nice to see you. Joe Smith, you are absolutely right. And it is Stockholm Syndrome. In fact, Stockholm Syndrome is exactly what the people like you just saw, Mateo. He's a perfect example of Stockholm Syndrome. Perfect example. Coconut. Put the lime in the coconut. But yeah, he's a perfect example of Stockholm Syndrome, okay? He was trafficked here when he was 17 years old from Italy, okay, in order to, hello.
That's what Eric and I were talking about. They're supposed to be non-reactive, right? You get it clear. That's one of the first things you get in.
Oh, so good. Oh my God. Yeah, so Since 17 years old, they trafficked him here from Italy. And he's been riding his bicycle around here. To be security for 30 years, riding your bicycle around the property, it's literally no different than being working the fry machine at McDonald's for 30 years. That's what he's accomplished, okay? He's worked the fry machine for 30 years. And he can't have kids. He can't have children. In fact, it would be very, very commonplace if his wife, and he is married, and I'm hoping to do an interview with his wife, Pamela. Of course, Osa doesn't want that desperately, but it would be really, really good. But they cannot have children. It would not be even remotely weird if she had already had a bunch of abortions by this point. They actually have a bus every single week that goes to get abortions. Every week. Police will not help. They will not help. Chester, you are absolutely right. They are completely paid off. Completely paid off. Hello, Sandy Marie. But they also traffic the children. So they take you from Venezuela, they bring you to America, then they take you over to, they take you everywhere. They'll take you to South Africa, Copenhagen, and but yeah, these security, they're very stupid. They don't understand how any of this works. All of Scientology is stupid, okay? You know what we can do very easily? We can make sure their security no longer gets licensed, okay? They cannot ever do anything to obstruct anyone's ability to protest, and they lose their license. They cannot become security or remain security guards if they do that. And that is why we record this. And it's just one after the other. And today we have two more of them coming to me in my space and not leaving me alone to interrupt my ability to protest. Scumbags like this piece of shit right here. Scumbag. So, but it's, see, he doesn't deserve to be a security guard because he abuses his rights. And no one gives a shit about Scientology and their money. You cannot be a security guard when you actually interrupt people's ability to protest. Okay, so we will get his license taken from him. And once we do that, we can also sue him civilly. Do you think Scientology gives the tiniest shit about this man? Of course they don't. Okay, not the tiniest. But he will follow me, he'll walk in front of me and stop, he walks behind me and stops, he rides his little bike. 30 years, he's still working the fry machine. It's like working a vanilla shake, but they don't let you use the strawberry or the chocolate. They don't trust him. And he's gonna have to do more and more security checks because they know he's a scumbag. What is he hiding? What does he not want them to know? Why is he pulling this in? He's the reason why Scientology has to deal with this. Okay? He's the reason. Okay? But do you see how those scumbags immediately got the fuck out of my way after I said, we're recording this and a judge is going to see this? You cannot obstruct my ability to protest ever, not for a second. You scumbag bitches. Okay? And then you saw, like roaches, they went away. Like roaches, because they know they're wrong. They have been doing this, and he attacks women. This guy's name is Mateo. He attacks women, and we have him on tape doing it over and over with women begging him to go away. And he doesn't do it. He literally stays there and stays in their space and in their face while they say, please leave me alone. This is what they're going to be accountable for. They think they can do this and it won't matter. The fact is, all that matters is the ability to protest these people. That's what matters, okay? And we have him on tape over and over and over and over, getting in people's personal spaces, following you no matter where you go. We don't go looking for his stupid ass, okay? So that's the reality of it. He attacks women. That's what he does. A real disgusting person. That's what Scientology employs. Now, like I said, they're going to find out you can't keep ability to protest. You can't do it. And that's what they're going to run up on. And let me tell you, if that fucking guy, after 30 years, if he's not available to them as a security piece of shit, you know what they'll do? They will drum him out of here. And guess what? Do you think they care that he's married? If he pisses them off or gets them in any hot water, they will throw him the other side of the planet. That's what they do to you if you're in the Sea Org. That's what they do. They'll send your wife to South Africa. But they're going to find out. They're going to find out. You know, the reason we record this over and over, and today we got 2 more perfect ones. I mean, literally, he was in with an inch of my space, one behind me and one in front of me. Or if I put my hands out, I literally push them both. Now, their attempts at intimidation are hysterical because they're all pussies, every last one of them. Okay, there's not a less intimidating, you know, place on earth to me. Okay, it doesn't mean it doesn't have that effect on others, but you know, I think it's funny that they think that's even possible. This, like I say, they don't like us doing what we want to do. That's called tough shit. Okay, if they weren't destroying the lives of people every single day. And you know what? It's not just like, oh, well, let them just do what they want to do. They lie. If it wasn't about the lying, if they were upfront with you, I don't even know if I would, you know, hey, it is what it is. I'd still be against it 100%. But I'm saying it's not even clever. They just lie. They say if it's true for you, it's true. There's nothing less true than that. Okay? You have to agree with L. Ron Hubbard on every last syllable of everything, or it's your ass. Every last syllable. Right now, they're leaning in really, really hard on Scientologists are Christians. Most of them are Christians. So don't yell at us. We're Christians and we're Scientologists. Well, okay, they believe they live endlessly for trillions of years. Please put a 1 in the chat if that aligns with anything you know about Christianity. I mean, aren't we already toast? Yeah. I mean, I know you can't serve 2 masters. How are you supposed to believe in Jesus Christ and follow Jesus and be a Scientologist, following an absolute drug-addicted maniac pedophile known as L. Ron Hubbard? Okay? This sick, disgusting place right here. It's incredible. And the narcissism, the absolute narcissism, okay? You're supposed to be able to do anything you need to do without a body by the end of OT8. That's what they tell you. You no longer need a body. You can just do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay? Well, if that's possible, why would you want to be here? We've all seen Ghost. What do you got to, how do you let someone know you're even there? Why would you want to be here? You know, 99% of the people in this building will never even see the pictures of LRH the last couple years of his life. You know, he had the huge sideburns. I mean, he just was, his nails 2 inches long. You know, he couldn't keep his ashtray empty, and he's OT 15 or 25 or whatever the hell he is. And you know what's funny too is L. Ron Hubbard died. Like, he really needed to have this. He needed 10 more years, okay? He really needed 10 more years. That's what he needed. So he could come out with the rest of his crap. But, you know, like I said, if you're clear, that clear bracelet they allow you to buy, it just identifies you as a Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross lead. That's all it does. If they can sell you Dynetics, they can sell you anything. You know? But again, why do they care that you're clear first? Because if they can't sucker you through that, they can't sucker you to the OT levels. Okay? And like I say, this place is they have no chance of recruiting. No one's willing to come here anymore. No one wants to do anything here. And I think there's 100 fires that are going on in here every day that we just don't know about, but we're going to start hearing about. And I want people who can hear my voice, I want them to reach out to me, okay? bsincinerator@gmail.com. Let me know what's going on where you are, okay? Because believe me, we all know. There's absolutely no possible way this place can continue the way it's been going. Impossible. There is nobody, okay? And I mean nobody coming here anymore from the other orgs. Like, the people you see here are all born-in people, okay? Their father, their mother was already in, and now they're in. So, let's see if he comes to try to interrupt again so a judge can see.
Stop harassing.
Fuck you. Keep your TRs in, you munchkin little bitch. That guy was pissed that he's short. And then he smelled horrible. Hey! All right. And they're going to find out. We've had very, very good reception from the people that matter. Because what they forget is they don't have any friends that they don't pay. That's what these assholes can't seem to remember. They don't have a friend who doesn't pay to be their friend. That's it. There's no council people that like them. No one likes them. Nobody. Okay? Absolutely nobody. And from the inside, they're all out ethics. Okay? They actually squirreled the tech. In Science of Survival, they took the word homosexual out and replaced it with hypocrite. That's called squirreling the tech. So what you can expect is, in order to, quote, save Scientology, people are going to fight for LRH. Okay? And so that means that in order to fight for LRH, they're going to have to fight against little Davy from this fake Space Navy. They're going to have to actually fight against him if they want to protect the tech. There's a policy called Keeping Scientology Working, okay, that they make you read at the beginning of every course. And it's for that exact reason, so that no one like little Davy can do what he's doing, which is effectively change the tech. Okay? Now, one thing they taught everybody is, if you change the tech, if you squirrel the tech in any way, shape, or form, if you squirrel the tech by a syllable, you will not get the gains. Okay? So now the people who are going to say, hey, I'm not getting my gains. I'm not getting anything here. Nothing's happening. You know? At the end of OT8, you're supposed to control matter, energy, space, time, and thought. Okay? Well, obviously that's not the case, is it? Okay? So people are going to say, wait a second. I'm not getting this, and it's because you changed it. You squirreled the tech. Okay? And the thing is, everyone who's done any of these courses, the student hat, not even advanced courses, okay? I think the Hubbard Qualified Scientologist course might be the first time you actually read Keeping Scientology Working, okay? But that policy letter, even the scumbags who have very little training know you cannot squirrel the tech and expect results, okay? But they're here, they're screwed. They gave up their life for this scam to begin with. It's 100% scam. And people like this guy doesn't know anything about it. He's protecting something he'll never know anything about. They don't believe he can handle it, okay? Do you think they care if he trains? They want him to stay on his bicycle till he dies. And when you get old and frail, guess what they do? They put you in a motel room, a scummy motel room, and they have you correct tests on the internet. That's what they have you do. But he'll act like he knows what's going on when he knows nothing. Nothing. He can't have a family. He's just an absolute waste of life. A waste of life. And if he pisses them off, they'll take Pamela and they'll put her somewhere else. He'll never see her. Now, he knows that's true, too. He's heard that shit. He's seen it. Okay? He'll laugh about stuff because he has to. He doesn't want to get more sec checks. But you know what? A good MAA is going to take a real close look. A real close look. And they're going to say, you know what? He sort of has he's showing a bunch of the problems that most people who have a ton of OWs, that's overts and withholds, show. Okay? Overts and withholds. That's what this guy does. Don't talk to me. Get away from me. Get away from my space. Get away from my space. You cannot attack us any longer. You will pay for all of your attacks. All of them. Go away. Keep your TRs in, you scumbag, and get away from me. You scumbag. That man attacks women. And you know why he does it? He does it because his own he can't even have a family. They will not allow him to have children. They will not allow him to have children. He does not have enough money to even have a home or a wife. To do anything. He can't. And if he does anything at all, but like I said, you know what happens here? They say there's no accidents. Well, it's weird. He's been the biggest pain in the ass. He's been the biggest destroyer of our rights, of anyone who works at the church. He has been the number one scumbag, okay? He's done more evil shit than anybody. So they have him working overtime. But they didn't tell him, little bitch is gonna get sued civilly. And he's gonna lose his ability. And what happens when you lose your ability to be a security guard? What happens? You think he has any value if he can't be on his bicycle? You want to see someone smiling? And by the way, you think the people that run this state, you know, they'll fight to get some things pushed through, okay? You could give millions and millions and millions to the AG and others and get stuff pushed through, okay? But you think they're gonna stand for any bullshit from people like this? He's a cancer, they're gonna get rid of him. But first, they're gonna make him pay. They're gonna say, why are we suffering this kind of crap? And they're gonna say, because of him. He's actually made this happen. They're gonna say, how come security, it's been such an issue ever since you were a turd? Ever since his TRs went out. That's a man who's hiding something. He doesn't want them to know. Things have gotten worse continuously, okay? So what has to happen is they're going to get to the bottom of it. They're gonna know he is doing something he does not want them to know about. And he has been lying, okay? More than just one dynamic. He is covering up and praying that these things don't come out. Because he knows nothing's fair in this cult. Nothing. Nothing is fair. He's still working the fries after 30 years. 30 years? Holy shit. Okay? So the reality is, he can follow me around every single time I walk. He follows me wherever I go, okay, which is fine. I don't even care about that, but we have him on tape again today, literally getting in the way where I could not protest. Okay, he was literally in my way. I have every right to beat the shit out of him in Florida. I actually do. When he's in my space and I give him warning, I can then beat the dog shit out of him. Okay, that's the truth. That is my right. Okay? But I'm not here to do anything. I mean, if he touches me, that's totally different. Then it's game on. But I'm saying, right now, all I care about doing is what we did today. Over and over and over. And a judge is gonna say, hey, you can't get in someone's way. And he's gonna say, yes, I do, I'm aware of that. Then she's gonna say, why did you do it? And he's gonna say, because I was told to. You don't think Scientology is going to make him play on a game of hot potato? He's the one who's going to be carrying that potato. Scientology uses you up for whatever purpose they can, and they don't care what happens to you. Nothing matters less than what happens to you. Okay? This guy should have had a house. He should have children. He'd be having a great time doing what he wants to do. But instead, he has to work 365 days a year to protect some bullshit that won't even tell him what it's about. They won't let him on the levels, and he will never get there. He should have been able to go up the bridge, I'm not kidding you guys, 6 times minimum since he's been here. 6 times. He hasn't done shit. Nothing. Why has he done nothing? Because they won't let him do anything. Because he's meaningless. Okay? And they will hold him, and guess what? When he loses his license that he needs to be a security guard, he will cease to have any value to this cult. And that will be the end of him. So, that's the reality of it. And then the other guy that every time I walk around, you see they're all, you know, what did he say? Stop harassing. They actually come up to me, invade my space to tell me to stop harassing when there's no one even around me. But that guy was just pissed off because he's short and ugly.
Grab an ashtray and tell it to stand up.
Mark Bunker for Clearwater City Council.
I might go to the next intersection and do some campaign work. I think just for good measure.
What intersection?
The next light. And,
You mean Target 2?
no, Target 1.5.
Oh, what happens there? Oh, you mean
a
with
lot of
the...
traffic.
Oh, I see
I
what
have
you're
a
saying.
different sign. For
Oh,
What's wrong with Mateo? His helmet looks too big.
yeah, they were I walked around here 3 times now.
He
Okay.
keeps following you.
Well, no, they had a guy behind me by 1 inch, and then he was ahead of me by 1 inch. And I go, I'm recording you assholes. You're gonna have to tell a judge. You cannot get in my way of protesting. Not ever. Not for 1 second. And guess what we're gonna do? We need to start sending these videos to the state, the guy who runs the licenses for the security guards. Because you know he don't give a shit about Scientology.
Right.
Okay? And he'll say, what the fuck are you guys doing down there?
Right.
Okay? You know you can't do this. Are you? And then they'll go, okay. And then you will never hear from these guys again. That's what we need to do. And then we catch any more shit, we need to hit them civilly. Because they don't give a shit. And you know what happens to Mateo if he can't be a security guard? Boof!
Then he'll be scrubbing toilets.
He'll be scrubbing toilets in Kansas City. And you know what? He's married. So his wife, Pamela, they'll put her to Copenhagen. When they're pissed at you, that's what they do. So, you know,
You can't screw this up.
but they're putting these guys in a position where they're not going to be able to continue. They're telling them, go get that guy. You can't. So we're going to force these guys to either say, my boss forced me to do this, and they think that they're covered because it's no problem if you know, Scientology will take it. No, Scientology will say, and I promise you, they've already had to sign 7 pieces of paper that say if anything happens, it's on them. And they did it and it was their idea. And the buck stops with them. So believe me, that's why ever since I brought that up, you've seen less and less from these toads. But they tried it today really hard. I've been around here now 3 times. And the guy, these stop harassing. And then the guy, this one guy came up behind me, like this, right here.
Oh, really?
Like this.
Yeah.
And I said, you are in my space. Do not get in my space. I had it like this. Well, and remember, Mateo was right here.
Yeah.
Really?
See, now I would have eaten that up.
Yeah, I did. And I'm like, really? You're going to have to tell a judge. Smile for a judge.
That's a little too deep for me. A little too deep for me. You guys better get away.
So I just think that's where we got to go now. Because he's going to find out. They don't care at all about him. Not at all. They couldn't give one shit about him. And that's what everyone finds out sooner or later. Everyone finds that out. Okay? Now the problem is, I can prove the tech doesn't work, right? Because all these assholes are applying the tech. Yet we've been here every Friday for 2 years. Yet they're supposed to be able to confront and shatter, but they can't do shit because they're all softer than baby shit. All of them. So they can't do shit all, so that proves the tech doesn't work. If applied correctly, let alone if it's squirreled. Okay? So the tech is what this place is supposed to be about. This is supposed to be where you come for standard tech, yet this is where they're squirreling it. This is where the squirrel starts. Okay? Last I checked, homosexual does not mean the same as hypocrite. Yet if you buy a Science of Survival, that's now what it says. Because their PR is so bad, the Church of Scientology says that homosexuals are 1-1 on the tone scale. That's covertly hostile. They cannot be trusted. They cannot be rehabilitated. Okay? They are the scum of the earth. They need to be put on islands post haste and or institutionalized with their ilk. That is what he said. So that doesn't go too well now. Okay? People know that's psychotic. So guess what? Davey the Davy Mismanaged of the fake Space Navy, he said, change it from homosexual to hypocrite. Now it says hypocrites are 1-1. Okay? So he is literally responsible, okay, for bringing this place down. Because the only way you can keep this place operational is by supposedly applying the tech. Okay? 100%.
There we go now.
And your only responsibility, no matter what, is if you find out it's squirreled and you do nothing about it, you are in treason. I mean, all these idiots don't know this because none of them have gone up the bridge. Okay? So they literally are in a position now where it cannot possibly get any more dangerous for little Davy, the 5'1" little bitch that runs this place. Okay? It's his days are absolutely numbered. Why? Because it's a cult. That's how cults work. Okay? There are many, many hundreds of millions of dollars at stake that anyone could grab, anyone could take for themselves by getting his position. Okay? Many, many hundreds of millions they could personally take. Okay? Personally. So that's a lot at stake. And when that and right now there's probably 6,000 Sea Org members, okay? At the most. I'm sure it's less than that, but let's just say. When they find out the ideal orgs are empty, there goes their patience. It's over. When they find out that the ideal orgs are empty, it's over. All right? Because they've been lied to. They've been told every single day the ideal orgs are packed. They're all empty. Every one of them. Okay? Seattle, empty. Empty. The kids ran through. How do we know? We saw those runs. Okay? Watch those runs. Those kids ran through Seattle Ideal Org. You did not see a single person. Okay? Nevada, at the Las Vegas cult of Scientology, you did not see a single, not a single person in the entire academy. There wasn't one person in there. Not one. Okay? In the Purif, where the saunas are, okay? There wasn't one person. That's the first step on the bridge. If there's no one there, there's nowhere anywhere, okay? These places are literally empty. Scientology Ideal Org in Denver has 6 people on foundation hours. 6 people on foundation hours. Okay? Phoenix, there's nobody. Parking lot's empty. Okay? Now, what are they all doing? What do they all do? I mean, over and over and over and over now on TikTok. What are they all doing? We're going to address every single one of them, by the way, and go through them all. But what are they doing on all the TikToks? It's called Operation Normal. They're trying like hell to look like they're not crazy. Okay? Look at us. We like to speedboat race. We like to sail. I like to treasure hunt. I like to antique. I like to bake. Where? An easy bake oven? What are you talking about? They live 6 people to a 250 square foot room. There are 2 3-stacked bunk beds that you live in. Guys live with the guys, women live with the women. Okay? So, you know, you get to literally just, I mean, have you ever been in a really shitty motel room for a couple days with one other person, you know? you know how it's just, the place is crazy. There's stuff everywhere, right? Imagine 6 people. That's insane. 6 people. Okay? And you get paid $47 a week. Now, people are happy to martyr. People are happy to martyr, okay? That's not a problem. You know, but you're not going to martyr for nothing. You just aren't. You know? So every day you've been told these places are exponentially growing because of your hard work, yada, yada. Then you find out that absolutely nothing has happened. Absolutely nothing. Okay? Literally nothing. How long are you going to want to continue fighting for that? You know, people with absolutely no balls, okay? People with no balls at all will give up their life for this. If you're an absolute coward, you'll give up your life for this. You'll give up your life. But he doesn't even know what he's given up his life for, okay? None of them do. But the ones who actually do have been through this, they know they have absolutely no abilities of any kind. None. Okay? And the fact is, this place, in 2026, it's almost impossible to be this stupid. Okay? If I told anybody you could control matter, energy, space, thought, and time, if you just do some drills and whatever I say and hand me a bunch of money. You know, let's look at the top. Like John Travolta, okay? Kelly Preston was OT8. And his best friend Kirstie Alley was OT8. They both died of cancer, which is supposed to be impossible. Okay? But Kirstie Alley and Kelly Preston died of cancer. And then Travolta's son, Jet, he pulled in his condition because he was out ethics in previous lifetimes. That's what you're told, okay? And we already know how they feel about gay people. Now maybe, you know, because Travolta is bi, maybe he doesn't get as angry about it. Open his water. So his son had his condition because he was out ethics in previous lives. And John Travolta's still here. In fact, it's his company that does a lot of their crappy work. These are very sick people. John Travolta, if you've been studying any of the Epstein stuff, you see he was at a whole lot of parties you shouldn't be at. Okay, so
This is all Scientology.
Fuck Scientology. Fuck Scientology.
that's right.
Fuck them bitches. Hey, there's one right there. Fuck Scientology.
I mean, this is amazing. You're talking about children, absolute children who know Scientology sucks. It's just wonderful. I mean, absolute children know. Yeah, if you're on public property, there is no rules. It's just so nice to hear that kids know Scientology sucks. Okay? That's just wonderful. That is so beautiful. Thank you everybody for being here. It is Feral Friday. This is the weekly Cult of Scientology fight protest. We are here no matter what. And it's to protect kids their age and the elderly, and to keep families together, which they do everything they can to disrupt. Let all your friends know this place is all about child abuse. They don't believe in children. They say children do not exist. Yep. Yep. Isn't it, Zelda? Thank you, Anna. Hello, Odili. Please double tap that screen to like the stream and sub up, share this with your friends, and please set your notifications to all. And if you can hype any of my protest threads, it's a big help. It really gets them out there. And I thank you. And that's all free, guys. Anyone who wants to do even more than that, which by no means do I expect, feel free to get a membership if you want to support. People ask all the time what they can do. That's a big help, you know. And of course, like I say, just be here. Just be here with us. Be part of this family. It feels good, believe me. You know, we're on the right side of this, and we're going to see all of this work come to a head. You know, this place is crumbling. It's absolutely crumbling. And there's nothing these idiots can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Okay? Multi-billion dollar asshat cult. And they got to sit here and take it. Okay? And it ain't never going to stop. Now, we're going to see a whole bunch of different people because we're going to get rid of Mateo and the rest of these little pieces of shit if they keep getting in our way. I mean, I have a nice video collage now of them literally getting in our way and being, you know, in our space. You can't get in front of someone where they can't walk, you know? No. Mateo ain't gonna be here long. You know, they know. Bina Beck, the next generation will not be fooled. Oh yeah, yeah, they got a new security guy here I haven't seen before. He's a little person. I bet you Dave hired him to make him feel tall. He was like 5 foot, 5'1", but he had some kind of crazy lifts in his shoes. Yeah, you know, like I said, they try everything. Everything. They don't understand anything. From playing music to every last thing they do makes no sense. None. Nothing. Okay?
Things in the car, just in case anyone. There was a guy that came by, didn't he sign?
Yeah, he came down there and said, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Aaron called it end down there.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't understand any of this. But see, the thing is, like, they don't care. So they don't care what happens to this asshole. So they're going to tell him to keep doing things that are going to get him in trouble, and then they're going to bail on him when he needs the help. That's how they do it. You know, he's not Osa. He's just a scumbag security. And 30 years to still be scumbag security is incredible. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. You know,
Yeah, it's on there. You know, it was on there. I can hear you.
but yeah, we will bring to court dozens of times where they literally get in our way, stop our, where we're like, we cannot walk, cannot go forward, cannot go backward. That is illegal each and every time. And each and every time a judge is going to say, did you know that was illegal before you did it? And he's going to say, yes, I did know that was illegal. And then he gets in trouble. And then he owes a shit ton of money. You think Scientology is going to, they don't care about it. Scientology won't even pay the power bill for the New York Celebrity Centers, for the New York Celebrity Center. They won't even pay the power bill. You think they give a shit about their worthless security bitches? They don't care. You know, he's made himself absolutely meaningless to this place, and that's what they do to you. Okay? But as each thing happens, it's going to be because of him. The only thing that's going to remain constant is his name. Why is that? Why is he responsible? How come his name keeps popping up? Why are your security people being jeopardized because of his, you know, doings? They don't believe in any kind of happenstance. And when you're at your weakest, that's when they bail on you, and always will. Okay? But we can decimate their security force with what we have. So let them keep doing it. They better think of something else. Real quick, too. Because it's going to be too late, and I'm going to laugh my balls off. And we're going to show all of this in court. Each and every time, I'm going to say, now tell the judge you're not aware that this is not okay. Tell the judge you're not aware. But this also, like I said, this proves the tech doesn't work. If the tech worked, we wouldn't be here. If the tech worked, we would not be here.
overreacted, and I didn't understand.
Welcome to the Friday protest. We are in Clearwater, Florida. This is the Flag Land Base. This is the worldwide headquarters of the cult of Scientology. I am Eric Rader. This is my channel. Thank you for being here. Do me a big solid if you would. Double tap the screen to like the stream, and please sub up.
Come here. We're back.
All right.
Jacob, over here. Jacob.
Oh, thank you. I love that guy. Tube dancer. Thank you, Marcy. I mean, this is incredible. These are just children who have, we've never spoken to, ever, that show up on their own. And how many weeks have we seen this kind of behavior? Where kids know this place is bogus. And why? Because they do their research. Children can look on the internet and see this place is mad child abuse. This place is all bad.
Hey, go talk to them.
Hello.
Who put a heart?
Yeah. Thank you. But look it's been over 2 years, okay? We've been protesting, and they should have been able to get rid of the They don't want us here, but they can do nothing about it. Why is that? I thought they could confront and shatter anything. But they must have been confused. It's confront and shatter nothing, not anything. Oh my God. Elston! Oh my God, thank you so much, sir. Holy crap. Can we get 1 million hearts? Can you guys spend like the next 10 minutes just putting hearts up for Elston? Holy cow. Oh my God. Sir Elston Gunn. Oh my God. A dawn of dawns, okay? Oh my God. Oh my God. True man, what was your question? I didn't see it. Oh my God, Elston. Wow. I am blown away. Thank you so much. That is so huge. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, I mean, they're literally down to, what kind of chalk are you using? I mean, this is how prepared they are. What kind of chalk are you using? You better be more concerned with what you're going to tell a judge. And you better be more concerned with what you're going to do to keep your license, asshole face. Without license, no security. Uh-oh. And with no license, he becomes an absolutely worthless figure. They will not keep him here. He will be RPF'd. But he won't be here. They'll separate him, and they will make him pay an enormous price. They will make him pay an enormous price for being a scumbag. I mean, the kids study this and they see for themselves that it's child abuse. You see what I'm saying? They see for themselves, and then they come out and protest. That's just amazing. I could never have dreamed of seeing this kind of thing happen. Okay? This is the last thing I ever would have thought I would have seen in my life. Oh my God, they even closed off the park. Look at this. They never let you sit in there anyway, but now they actually have it closed. Look at that. This is a park. They don't let you sit there anyway without calling the cops. They have 2 parks that if you sit down in, they will call the cops and have you trespassed.
They support child abuse. They support abusing us.
They don't believe there are children. I was born into this thing. They say children don't exist. You're a trillion-year-old being. You just are in a small body.
You were a kid at one
And they say that whatever happens to you, there's no happenstance. So if you were ever to be essayed,
kid at once.
yep, if you were essayed, for instance, or mugged, you pulled it in from another lifetime.
We can't get in trouble for yelling.
No, you can use First Amendment. You can, as long as you're on public property, you can say what you like.
Whole sidewalk's private, right?
Yes, don't go up their stairs or nothing. Stay on the sidewalk. You can say anything you want.
Like even on the brick?
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
yeah. But just stay on the sidewalk. Make it, just stay on the sidewalk. That's all. Don't go up there in their stuff. And but yeah, they don't believe there's children. See, and he knows this. And that's why I say you can't have. They train you not to have any sympathy, right? They actually say that having sympathy and or no sympathy are both below 2.0 on the tone scale. Okay? They're both irrational behaviors. Okay? Now, the clear cognition. I've been mocking up my reactive mind this entire time, and I'm not going to do it anymore. That's the clear cognition. That's the only way you can go clear. It doesn't matter how many earlier similar engrams you audit. You can get to the basic of everything you want to, but until you say that, you're not going clear. Okay? So, if you know that, how the hell is that going to work? Now, the thing is, it doesn't make any damn difference because none of these idiots are going clear, and clear doesn't exist. So it's all meaningless. But in his stupid ass world, it is important. And it's actually, you can find all the OT levels, and they're all true. Everything's LRH's handwriting, and it's all in court proven to be LRH. Okay? But guess what? Nothing is held on tighter than the clear cognition. Nothing. I am not going to mock up. I've been mocking up my reactive mind this entire time. I'm not going to do it anymore. That is the biggest secret they hold on to. The biggest secret they hold on to. I've been mocking up my reactive mind this entire time, and I'm not going to do it anymore. Isn't that amazing? Okay? This lover of peckers will never go clear. Ever. Ever. I bet you he hasn't even been audited outside of ethics actions. I bet you. But you know what? He's going to act like he cares about all this, but he knows it's all BS. He knows it. He's been left to rot. He has to sit here and act like he's cool with this all, and he knows what time it is, and he's going to protect the people who want to do this. No. They're never going to let him do it. Okay? These are the things we're trying to wake people up to. Okay? And he knows it's just being a coward. His life is like this because he's a coward. Now, granted, he was lied to, and he was a child when they first took advantage of him. He was 17 years old in Italy, and then they took him and brought him here. He's been here for 30 years. Okay? 30 years. Can't have children. Can't have a family. He doesn't get to do that. He has to dedicate his life to this, but he can't have he can't have children. Okay? And if he gets in any trouble, you know, he fucks around and gets his license taken from him, which they'll do in a heartbeat. They don't give a fuck about you. The state will take it so fucking fast when they see this, they don't give a shit. And then he's gonna be of no use to them. He's gonna have to clean trash cans in Kansas City. That's what's gonna happen, okay? But he could come to his senses. He doesn't have to be a coward every single day. He doesn't have to wake up a scared little bitch every day of his life, okay? He could just say, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. I ain't doing this anymore, okay? That's what he should do. And I hope he does. I hope he does. I don't wish his life on anybody, okay? But you know how there's a lot of people like him, the ones that say, oh, you know, I'm not a Nazi, I just cook for him. No, you're the same. You're exactly the same. Okay? Unholy Cathedral, no more Scientology at KC. Jesse James and Sassy. This is where I was talking about this security guard over here, okay? They took him from Italy when he was 17 and brought him here. He's been here 30 years and he's still on a bicycle. Only difference is now there's a camera in his helmet. But he still has to work 100 hours a week for $47. He does not get to have children. When I was talking about the OT levels, shit he will never know anything about, okay, to one of the practitioners, okay, one of the pre-OTs that was walking right through here. I was standing right here, and this lady walked right up and was waiting to cross the street, and I was just standing here talking about the OT levels, right? He goes up to her and he's like, ha ha ha, these people are crazy, don't mind them, right? And he's doing this whole, like, it was so gross because I've seen it so many times. It's where, and it only happens in cults. It's where you fight for stuff you don't even know. You're not even important enough to understand or to know. Okay? And it's like, how can you have any pride in something that won't even let you go up the bridge? They won't let him go up the bridge because he's worthless to them. They call him a worthless eater. If you're not an auditor, LRH says you're of no value until you become one. Okay? As far as, you know, saving the world's concerned. You know what I'm saying? Big picture, you have no fucking value if you're not an auditor. Okay? And he knows that if he's had any training at all. So what would that make you do if you cared and you thought this was real? You'd want to become an auditor. Right? Has he done that? Hell no. Hell no. Okay? But see, it doesn't matter what they do. All that matters is that they do not get in our way in any way. Okay? When we're protesting. As long as we're on public property, you cannot do anything, okay, to obstruct my ability to protest. And they know this, and every single time, including today when they did it, okay, every single time, a judge is going to go, are you trying to tell me you didn't know you couldn't do that? And the people that control the license in Tallahassee, you think they give a crap about this? They don't want to hear this. They're going to say you're a worthless scumbag security guard. No one cares about you. They couldn't care less. They're going to say, this happens again, you're out. They don't care. Scientology means nothing. They're going to say, I don't care. It's just security. Okay? This is an absolute bum. These are bums. So he's busy lying to these girls now, the security guy. And of course, he doesn't know shit. He doesn't have a clue. Now he's lying to them.
I'm gonna go see what chalk Cheryl and Eric are using.
Keep your TRs in. So he's busy lining up a storm. Scott P. COS security guards in LA were disappeared from the usual posts. Yep. Well, that's the thing. I mean, these guys have, I mean, it's just so hysterical. These guys are absolutely worthless to them. Okay? They have absolutely no fucking value. They can be replaced at any time. They literally view these guys as worthless eaters. That's what they consider these guys. They can handle themselves. Doo-doo. What? This is awesome.
Mateo, you need to cheer up, honey.
I mean, look at this guy. He fights with little kids and women.
Fighting with children.
He fights with...
I got it on video too.
What did he call you?
He said we were threatening them. And he pulled up on us and started like shooting us.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, the Constitution says if you're on public property, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it on video.
And this isn't their property. They
Right.
don't have to clean it up if they don't want to.
Plus, it's like I said, it's what this guy says means nothing.
Right here, right
He
here.
attacks women and he attacks children. This is the kind of bonehead this guy is. And you know what? This is what we got to do. You guys, okay, they have licenses to be security guards. You got to get a license to be one from the state. When they see what he does to children and to women, we're going to get his license taken from him, and he's going to be of no further value to the cult. Okay? And this punk bitch is going to have to figure out something else to do.
Fuck you,
Little bitch.
you fat
Oh yeah, they're saying these kids were harassed.
Sorry, little bitch. You got to find something else to do. When you don't have your security license, because you know what they're going to say? They're going to go, why are you getting in the way of people? Why are you getting in people's way? It is illegal. It is illegal to disrupt anybody. Yeah.
See, he keeps walking by. See how he keeps doing this?
His name's Mateo. His name's Mateo.
Hey, right. Trespassing. We just said trespassing.
And like I said, we'll get his license taken from him.
Yeah, you fat fuck. You should be scared. You should be shitting your timbers right now.
You know, you can leave. You heard of the SPTV Foundation? They can help you leave. They can help you leave. Oh, he's on the walkie-talkie. He's on the walkie-talkie.
The clear cognition. I've been mocking up my reactive mind this entire time, and I'm not going to do it anymore. That is the clear cognition. Of course, he'll never go clear. He'll never, ever, ever go clear. Ask when the last time he's had a session, a Dynetics, New Era Dynetics auditing session. How much you want to bet it's never? 30 years. In 5 years, you could go up the bridge very, very easily if money wasn't a concern. Now, he's obviously of very low intelligence, okay, very low. So let's say it took him 7 or 8 years to do what should have been taken, 5, okay? He still could have gotten up the bridge minimum 5 times already, minimum 5 times. And yet he knows nothing about what everyone else in this building is doing. And they'll never tell him because he's unimportant to the game. If you're not an auditor, you're a worthless eater. You think they give a shit about you? When's the last time he spent any time with his wife? None. Oh, yeah. Hello, Adam. Hello, Catalina. I was born in this mess, Catalina. That's why I'm here. My parents were in Scientology when I was born, so I quit elementary school like many do. At 5th grade, I went on course full time. So from 9 in the morning till anywhere from 6 to 10:30 at night, I was studying this crap to go up the bridge, trying to get the love and affinity and attention, from my parents. I followed my sister in, who was 2.5 years older than me. And we became child auditors, auditing New Era Dynetics on people 30, 40, 50, 60 years old while we're 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, okay? It is brutal child abuse and elder abuse and family disconnection. And they destroyed my family and absolutely wrecked me. And, comes around, goes around, I guess. Bye, Marcy. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. Tell Tom Cruise to come out. Yeah, he's normally up here. See, that's where Davey Miscavige, that's where he lives right there in that top of there. And normally he's so upset by this time. I wouldn't doubt if Cruise was up there giving the soft touch figure 8s on his forehead. That's what he likes normally when he sees us protesting. He goes crazy. Hello, Raccoon Man. What's up, Adam? Eric Levitt. Yeah, my sister was raped, was essayed in here as a virgin. And I have many, too many to mention things I could say why I'm here. But yeah, this place, I don't ever want to see another child have to go through this crap. I don't want to see anyone, but I just don't want to say. If you can't consent, you have no business being here, okay? This place is absolutely thorough. in the fact that
But I'm sure his parents.
all you get for being involved in this is a lot of angst, a lot of fear, and unhealthiest place you could possibly be. You know, and you know, the people they don't care about, they're willing to risk. They don't give two shits about Mateo, so they're going to tell him to go do stuff. Is going to end up making him worthless to them. All the time he's put in as a screwball security guard is going to be meaningless. Okay? It's going to be meaningless. He's going to lose his ability to be a security guard because he's stupid and his bosses are stupid. Okay? Now, his real problem is the fact that he's a coward. That's his real problem. He has to deal with being an absolute coward. A quivering little bitch. That is his actual problem. Because otherwise he would take his wife, Pamela, and leave this place. But instead, he literally gets no dough, no money. He can't have a family. He can't celebrate anything the way he'd like. He can't go do what he wants. Ever. He has to work every single day of the year except Sea Org Day. One day a year they get off. One day. And that's if. Okay? Stats have been so shitty around here, I don't think they're even getting that off, frankly. And so I mean, it's I wish the best for all of these people, but again, someone like him who's a coward, just an absolute coward, I can't really feel sorry for him, only because he attacks children and he attacks women. I mean, that's truly the mark of an absolute bitch. I mean, this guy deserves all the disdain in the absolute world. You attack children, you attack women, and just getting in the way of anyone's actual constitutional rights. That's the kind of scumbag that it's just really hard to imagine anyone is that pussy and that brain dead. It's really hard to imagine, okay? But he can't be proud of himself. He's broke. He's an idiot. He's got nothing. Fucking total washout moron. Been working the same stupid gig for 30 years. 30 years! He could be the president of Bank of America by now. But he's riding around on his bicycle, harassing women and children. So disgusting. I mean, that's an abuser. That's the face of an abuser. That's the face of an abuser. Okay? But I forgot all about that. We got to get a shit ton of calls in to the state. And we got to get them to look at all of our video and say, these people need to be on warning never, ever to fuck with anyone again, or they will lose their license. They already know this. I don't believe they'll even get that opportunity. But that's what's next. That's what's next. You know. So, anyway, this place is made up of people just like that, and this coward right here, another fucking coward. Look, get back inside. Do what you're told. Get back in there.
We got another version of Streets LA out here.
I know. We're looking to come out. give them a little bit of booze. That would be funny. Hey, honey.
Hello, baby. Everybody double tap the screen to like the stream. Please sub up and please put your notifications to all. So that way you know when we do head out. And by the way, the weather has been horrific. It has been storming balls like 3 times a day. And it's like 107 degrees. This has been just nasty August at its finest, which really disallows our ability to do stuff, okay? But don't, believe me, we're a month away from ramping this back up to about 5-6 days a week, okay? So it's literally just been impossible to do, okay? Hello, Ian. This is the worldwide headquarters of the cult of Scientology. This is the Flag land base. This is where the super ultra confidential operating Thetan levels 1 through 7 are done. And then you go to the ship. They have a really disgusting cattle moving boat that is just riddled with blue asbestos that you cannot get rid of. It's actually part of the hull. That's where you go for OT8. This is Clearwater, Florida, and there's 31 major religions in the United States, okay, considered major religions, and the worst, number 31 on the PRs, on PR, is the Church of Satan. Number 30 is the Church of Scientology, okay? So what they've been doing, and I mean hard, is they are leaning into this absolute bullshit that you can be a Scientologist and a Christian, or you can be a Muslim and a Christian and a Scientologist. You can be Jewish and be a Scientologist, okay? That's 100% untrue. Now, you know, I'm just telling you from the Scientology side. You guys, anyone who's Christian knows you can't serve 2 masters, and that's all BS. It's impossible. But that's what they're saying now. Their PR is so bad that there's an OT8 that was speaking on behalf of everybody over at the city council recently. And he said, I am a Scientologist and a Christian. In fact, most Scientologists are Christians. Unbelievable, okay? And on OT8, the truth revealed, L. Ron Hubbard says he is the Antichrist, okay? That he is legitimately the Antichrist. He's going to come back. He needs a body to come back into from 2 OT8s, preferably, that he can take that body and derail the second coming. That's what you find out. He says, and I quote, Jesus was a lover of young boys and men, okay, and had a horrible temper and was not worthy of the praise he received, okay? Does that sound to you like somebody who's, and the fact that he thinks you've lived 700 billion times in a row? Now tell me how this, can you guys tell me how that works, Christianity? And I really want everyone who's a Christian who hears me, I want you to really spread that. I want you to spread that like wildfire, okay? You know, I want you to spread that around like cotton balls. I really believe that was a super bad move on their part. They're doing things because they have no choice. They just have no choice. That's why every TikTok is like, look, we're normal. Look, we're normal. Why? Because they're not normal. Right? This guy does umbrella tech every day. Yeah, so yeah, this is impossible to be a Christian and a Scientologist by any metric on any level. Okay? Impossible. But that's as far as they're leaning into it now. They have no choice. This place is in a death spiral. I am seeing the same people. I thought when I came here I was going to see just, you know, endless amounts of people just cascading everywhere. And I'm seeing the same people. A whole bunch of the same people. That's about as bad as it gets. Okay. And they're in big danger of being overthrown, because out of the 6,000 Sea Org members, there's 200 of them that you cannot live without. Okay. There's 200 of them. Look at that. Say hi to the SPs. Hello. Look at this. Yeah, they are running real low on Scientologists, okay? Real low. And but let's say out of the 6,000 Sea Org members, you take the top 200 out, and the whole thing absolutely crumbles. Part of what protects a cult, right? Having its own language, you know, having a million mysteries, you know, everything's compartmentalized, everything's need to know. But what hurts is if you have to replace people of note. So those who have been here 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? That can actually wear 24 different hats are incredibly valuable. They're invaluable, okay? They're invaluable. And you know what's gonna happen? It's simple math. Those top 200 people are gonna get punched in the nose one time too often, and they're gonna say, you know what? The hell with this. Because that $47 a week normally ends up being about half of that is all you're gonna get. And you still have to go get toilet paper and toothbrushes and toothpaste and whatever out of that $27 or $24, whatever you end up with. Those 200 Sea Org members could literally go to David Miscavige and say, look, we're outie. Okay, this Thursday at 2 o'clock, their week starts Thursday at 2 o'clock. That's when the work week starts and ends. It's Thursday at 2. So they could say Thursday at 2 o'clock in 1 second, we need an envelope. We need an envelope, okay, with 15 grand in it or 5 grand in it for each person every Thursday. He'd have to pay it. What's he gonna do? He can't keep those places operating without those people. It's not like it used to be where you could just keep replacing them. There's no one to replace those people with anymore. Those people have become invaluable. And if they leave, the whole thing crumbles, okay? The whole thing falls. So he's in big trouble. And like I said, all that money at stake, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, because it's going to go directly into the pocket of those that can usurp him. Okay? The people that have been absolutely destroyed by him can get well over the next year if they wanted to, before they left him. And if you actually are a super culty guy and you really appreciate, you know, you think L. Ron Hubbard's for real, well, knowing that he's squirreling the tech, actually makes it where you have no choice but to do what you must to protect LRH, who is source. That's what you have to do, is you have to protect at all costs source. Well, what does that mean? That means if you have to you know, if Miscavige gets run over because of that, that's the way it goes. So I expect nothing but chaos to ensue in this place and to continue. And they're doing their best to make sure we don't see all the fires that are in here. But let me tell you something, there are plenty of them. There are plenty. Are we outie? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. We got to break her down. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I really do appreciate you guys. There is no diversity, and always know this: Scientology is the most racist cult in the world, by far the most racist, and it's the least patriotic cult in the history of the world. Those are two little bonuses you need to know. Most racist cult ever. All right, guys. I love you very much. Thank you so much for being here. Check out the program I did earlier today about Scientology proving clear is absolutely meaningless. That's a members only stream. Thank you so much to Sir Elston Gunn. My God, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolute dawn of dawns. Multiple time made man around these parts. Thank you so much. And to everyone else, Anna from Canada and Marcy and everybody, I love you guys so much. Thank you. And I will see you soon, okay? All right. Love you very much. I will talk to you soon. Until next time.